Members only, members only, only. What's going on, everybody? It's your girl, BondyBlue. I'm back for another Members Only Live. Woo. What's going on, everybody? Thank y'all for showing up today. All my members, I appreciate y'all. I love y'all. I need everybody to do me a favor. I see a lot of YouTube people in here. Can I get some Patreon and some website people in here? Okay, just so I know that my links went out to everybody. Y'all, before we get into love and hip hop, I know y'all see the title of the video. These women are so sad. We're gonna get into why they're so sad. But talking to people about, like, because somebody just kept sending me like this fucking South African, versus Americans bullshit. I'm going to work out after this. I'm going to the gym. I didn't go to the gym yesterday. I just jumped rope because I'm really trying to like just lose weight. So it's not as much important for me to be, doing muscle training as much. But I did like arms one day, and today I'm gonna go do my legs and my ass and my back and shit. But I don't understand like just the need for there to be an issue. You know what I'm saying? Like the South African, one of the ladies in the comments, was saying she doesn't understand why we can't get information that is more of a correct depiction of Zulu people. I'm like, because it's not about y'all, baby. It's not about y'all. This is about us. I feel like we took a name that we what is the word, y'all? A word that we equivalated to power, Black power. Like that's what it was about. But y'all, like, I hate the way Africans don't understand. Just as much as they've been misinformed on us, we've been misinformed on them. Like a lot of us, the only visuals we had of Africa that wasn't in history books or something was on those goddamn infomercials showing, people not eating and shit and living in huts on dirt everywhere and flies all over the fucking place. And we know that there's bush, but that's no different than being in a country in a rural area here in the States. Like people live differently depending on where they live, but there are cities, there are communities, there are neighborhoods, there are cul-de-sacs, there are ranch style houses, in all over the place in countries in Africa. Okay. Everywhere is different. Thank God I've been able to travel out there, and I can't wait to go again. There are so many other countries that I would like to visit besides Ghana, and I enjoy Ghana. Ghana is beautiful. Okay. But y'all got y'all problems just like we have our problems. I feel like you're mad because you feel disrespected because we were in blackface and shit. Like I was just kind of like, but that was people making fun of us too, though. The blackface was a minstrel show here in America. They were making fun of us. We took the name and added how we felt African culture would look like, but that was also a lot of us adding in Native American and the Mardi Gras Indian style of dress, like Native. We only understood certain things. Like we understood natives, people that were just from a place and how they actually showed up in the world. Then we look at colonialization and wherever white people are and how white people always want to put people in penguin suits and shit, no matter what their culture is. So, it's aggravating to always have this discourse between Africa and African Americans, Black Americans. Because it's like we are we are genetically connected. Like we are. Like I don't know how, like I don't know what y'all want. Like people from over there migrated through captivity over here, and they procreated with the people that were already here amongst each other, which were other ethnicities of Africans, and then with the white colonial, the colonizers, whether it was the Portuguese or the French or the Dutch or the Spanish. Like everybody is a mix. That's how we got here. I don't know. I don't know why everybody is so xenophobic and nationalist, and they feel like just because somebody heard a word related to y'all and took it and adopted it into something else, which is about it's about the meaning of it. It's not about, all of this other shit that y'all see. And I feel like I don't mind people having questions. Y'all never heard about it, but to automatically start making fun of slavery as if we're making fun of y'all, we're not making fun of y'all. We are, in fact, doing the same thing we did with the N word. We're turning it into something else. This is how they made fun of y'all. This is how they made fun of us. We take it and say, guess what? I would rather be the blackest black motherfucker with the biggest of lips before I want to be you, before I want to be white. I would rather be the most blackest caricature of a black person I could possibly be before I want to be a white person. That was the mentality of what was being created. And it was really also like an outreach program. It was a social aid. It's called Zulu is a social aid and pleasure club. Okay. They've had the same building on Broad as long as I can remember. Okay. And because it was down the street from have to go to every single year. It's the earliest parade that anybody goes to. And it is because it is the first black crew out of all of the crews. And if y'all knew how white supremacy was celebrated during Mardi Gras, which is carnival. Mardi Gras is carnival, y'all. There are carnivals that happen at the same time in other Caribbean places. We're doing the same thing. Our carnival is just a different version of the carnival that goes on in Brazil. There are other places like in the islands and shit where they do carnival. Like this is just our version of carnival. And what people need to understand is that we've been doing this since 1909. This is not new. This is not new. Most of us don't know where the fuck the grass skirts and all of that came from. And Zulu with the hat on, and that's because that's what the men here were doing. That's what the men here were doing. It's a caricature of us with y'all's name and in some African influence, but it's a representation of us. So we don't need to go and see a more correct version of y'all and start to emulate that, because that's not what we're doing. We're not emulating y'all. We took inspiration and then made it our own thing. And it was meant to take care of the community and to be a part of something that we were excluded from. Like that's all it is. That's all it is. I feel like every few years somebody new find out about Zulu and the blackface thing that goes on. When I tell y'all, I don't even equate it to being blackface because it's being done on black people. Like to me, blackface is only really blackface on white people. Like for some reason, I didn't even, as long as we've been doing Zulu, when I tell you, it has never really clicked that we were doing blackface when we did Zulu, because until recent times, and I mean like within the past decade, it's always been an all black crew. How, like the same things that people make fun of Africans with, they made fun of African Americans with. Like black people will call African booty scratchers. And then when the African kids migrated here, the black kids here will call them African booty scratchers. Ignorant, stupid shit that comes from white people that we impart on each other. This is just trying to be anti-colonialization, anti-white supremacy. That's the point of what we were doing. I would rather be the blackest motherfucker in the world than be y'all. That's what we were saying. That's what I believe the black people were saying. That's what we've been doing this whole time. And we're not going to change our tradition. Our tradition is built off of what we do here, not what y'all do there. So we don't need to get it exactly right, because it's never really been about y'all as a people. Not like Zulu, the people. No, this was about what Shaka Zulu represented, black power. Shaka Zulu represented black power to black people. And I feel like, South African people, you can take it or leave it, but it's like, nigga been doing this shit for like 100 years. I don't know what y'all want us to do. Like, I don't know what y'all, it's been, we've been doing this shit for over 100 years, bro. Like it means what it means to us, and you could fuck with it or you could not fuck with it. Honestly, we would prefer for y'all not to. Cause I get tired of all y'all coming down here for Mardi Gras, taking up all the goddamn space everywhere. Stay home. Okay. We talk about it amongst ourselves as New Orleanians all the time, how we miss the times where we were still like a hidden secret type thing. Like it wasn't New Orleans wasn't a place that was always on somebody's destination list. And we loved that. We loved that back then. I feel like we didn't realize how much that was a benefit to us until now. And everything is always about tourists. Everything is always about, the people that don't live here. And I think that's the same thing that happens in Caribbean countries whenever y'all go vacation in Mexico and all of that. Like y'all know what it is, man. Yep, kids will always call people African booty scratcher as an insult, but I didn't know where it came from growing up. It probably came from them fucking Tarzan commercials, or I mean the Tarzan TV show. Like it probably came from minstrel shows, y'all. Like we forget white people were like actively creating anti-black propaganda all over the place back then. Okay. Essence Music Festival caused that uptick for New Orleans. It really didn't. I think Katrina is what did it, because even before Katrina, we had Essence Fest. Even before Katrina, we had Essence Fest. It's really just gotten the way it is now since Katrina, and I think it's really because like they made TV shows about us. I blame Katrina. I remember seeing the egg a long time ago about how people need to be careful of wanting to move to New Orleans because they get love bombed by going to Mardi Gras. You do get love bombed out here, but you have to like people think they can hang with us and they really can't. First of all, the way we drink, the way we party, the heat and the heavy food that we eat. Like we have a lot of things that is like you gotta, you can't come out here and think you're gonna be able to party with us the whole time. I'm gonna go take your ass to sleep. Even we don't do it like that no more. Child, back in the day, you be up for what? From Endymion on Saturday all the way until the Ash Wednesday. Your ass would be up. Okay, partying, getting drunk, having a good ass time. Child, that's our problem now. All we know how to do is party. But anyway, I want to get into love and hip hop, y'all. I'm just trying to give everybody a chance to come into the room. Thank y'all so much for being here today. I really appreciate it. Y'all, I saw y'all. Okay, so whenever we go out to these events, me and my homegirls, I always be wanting somebody to take a real good picture of me while I'm out so I could see it as like, when they post, oh, the party was popping. Next time, they post for the next party, they'll put the pictures that was there, that from the previous party. And I finally got in one of the pictures, me and my homegirls was having too much fucking we was having too much fun at Tipitina's. Yeah. So I finally got one of them pictures of me, boy. And I was just like, bitch, you look good. Look good. Ooh, like I knew it. But I ain't know it. And then I saw myself, and then the picture, this nigga's on the phone, but he looking at me across, like, across the room or whatever. And you could see him looking at me. And I was just like, I like the look. She's got the look. She's got the look. Yo. You my girl, but I ain't about to do the same thing. Listen, members only. Okay. All right, y'all. Are y'all ready to get into it? Let me run my intro and we can go ahead and get into the show. All right. All right. Come on in. Come on in. Come on in. Not come on in. Not come. Sorry, y'all. Y'all know I'm weird. Whatever.
Hey everybody, what's up? It's your girl BondyBlue. So let's go ahead. Let's go ahead. Hey everybody, what's up? It's your girl BondyBlue. Okay, follow me on Instagram and let's get into the video. Right?
I gotta tell y'all, I'm getting to a point in my life where I am just tired of seeing certain themes. And one of the themes I get tired of seeing is watching people beg for apologies or understanding from motherfuckers that are purposefully being manipulative or purposefully, and I know my therapist probably would say some shit like people are only doing, what they have to do to survive. So like as a way for you not to take it personal that people are trying to fuck over you, and then to also feel like they not fucking over you. They just doing what they feel like they need to do. I get that perspective and all of that, but I still feel like you can tell when somebody is talking to a brick wall. You can tell when somebody is the wrong party and they are still giving more in the moment than the person who harmed them is. Is that clear? Did y'all understand that? Let me use the example and then we're gonna get into it. The example I'm gonna start with is Saucy Santana, right? Saucy Santana is made by his mom to have a conversation with his stepdad who raised him, who has not talked to him in 5 years. His stepdad and mom divorced. The dad moved to Connecticut, got a new family, new grandchildren, and ain't talked to Saucy in Rashad in 5 years. And he's feeling away. His biological father is in jail for life. Okay. Having her call the daddy, having the daddy make excuses about why he wasn't there for him. Oh, I was having a hard time. I was going through it. That's an excuse. Saucy was going through a hard time. He still put his brother through school. He still was there for his mama. His mama was going through a hard time, still stuck around and it was a parent and took care of kids and shit. Saucy is feeling away, and I guess really needed to get that off of his chest that he was still feeling away. But I feel like I would be so surprised if he and that man actually had a conversation after that. I would be so surprised. Because most of the time, when people do these things, they walk away and leave things behind because that's what's easiest for them. And they're always going to do what's easiest for them. Once you've learned that somebody will walk away from an entire family and be like, fuck y'all, and never talk to you for 5 years, I think you need to just come to terms with the fact that that's somebody you don't need to be emotionally invested in anymore. It's a huge heartbreak, but it's a realization that you need to see. A person can only get back in when they make the effort to get back in. And then when it's real effort, meaning that when you talk to me about how you have wronged me, you apologize, you take accountability, which means you validate what you did by saying, I did this, and this wrong, and I apologize. I'm sorry about that. And then you have like changed behavior thereafter. That's how people apologize in a way that is meaningful. Don't forget to change behavior. Okay? But if you're just going to force a conversation only for the victim to be the one forcing the apology, forcing the conversation. Saucy eventually got that apology, but I feel like it's so emotionally exhausting for me to watch people have these types of conversations. And it's because I know so much what it's like talking to a brick wall. I know what it's like to be begging somebody to emotionally engage with you when you are trying to talk to them. And they not. They not meeting you where you at. Okay. Hopefully y'all understood that. Okay. So the reason why the reason why Saucy needed to have this conversation with his stepdad, not only because the stepdad has been gone for 5 years and posting on social media and shit with the new family, but also because Saucy was in an abusive relationship with one of the boyfriends and posted online about it. And Saucy has come to the conclusion, the reason why he talks to people crazy, the reason why he's so disrespectful, says such mean shit, is because that's what he received in that relationship. That relationship was abusive, and we both boys. So you hit me, I'ma hit your ass back, you know? And so now Saucy realizes that he carried that into how he handled Zell. So later on, they'll have a conversation about that. They'll have a come to Jesus moment. But I'm glad that Saucy is having that self-awareness. I love to see Saucy's growth. I hope he continues to grow and become a better person because he really has a lot of that. And I probably spoke about it before. Like I could tell he's somebody that has been talked to terribly. He's somebody that's been treated terribly. And that's why he does all of that to other people. And it's really just a reflection of how he feels about himself. Not really always about the other person. The other person can be all of the things, but it's really about how he feels about himself. Because you wouldn't even accept that or let people upset you anymore once you realize that that type of energy is not what you're on anymore. I'm not going to let you bring me all the way up here again, because people that like to engage in them type of toxic relationships, they really enjoy the push and pull and being able to be quiet and be stoic while you do all of this chaotic emotional reacting. And that's what I see a lot of feminines versus masculines doing. And that I'm gonna say that. Okay. I'm gonna call it that. But either way, Saucy was able to get what he wanted to say to the stepdaddy off his chest. And the stepdaddy said he loved him. He apologized, and hopefully they can do better moving forward. He got it off his chest. Sure. Sure. Okay, let's move on. Carly and Tilo talk about their issues. Okay, he's a runner, he's a track star. He gonna run away when they get hot. Okay, he's an avoidance, like most masculine people are. Okay. He says that she doesn't listen to him. He had to threaten to leave so that she will listen to him next time. Carly promises not to record Tilo anymore, but she will have a device or something else recording him, but not her. I personally don't understand being in a relationship with somebody that you have to record. I don't get it. I think that's pointless. I think that's stupid, a waste of energy. But I know some people are, in this life to be in a toxic cycle of some sort. They not supposed to age out of it this time around, I guess. That's stupid to me. Okay. And I've already told y'all, I feel like it wasn't the cheating that she wanted to record it in that moment. It was whatever was going on in that room. And that's why he got mad. Her going to the airport to beg for him to come back. I'm gonna say it again. That shows you she's being abused in that relationship. Carly ain't shit, but Carly's being abused in that relationship. Okay. Because at the end of the day, if a man is abusive, it really doesn't matter how the woman is. He's still going to be abusive. Okay. So I can't really blame her for his actions because she is who she is and he should do better. Okay. Than putting his hands on her. And y'all heard, in their domestic violence dispute, he punched her in the chin. Okay. That's what she said. But it's definitely coming off like their relationship is a problem. It's not a good thing at all. The couples meet up for a dance class. Bam and Ray come late, and Zane asked him if they was, getting it in. I don't know what that's about. We're gonna have to ask Chat GPT that. Y'all hold up, because Olivia is outside knocking on a goddamn door. Hold on. I don't know how a little dog knock on the door, but I hear knocking. I'll be right back, y'all. Hold up, let me play some music.
Anywhere you go, you belong. Anywhere you say, anywhere.
Okay. All right, hold up. I wanted to ask Chat GPT something. Hold up. Let's see what it says. Nova, why would two men who previously had beef become cool and then start joking with each other about having sex with women?
That kind of behavior. People change over time, and sometimes they might realize that their previous conflicts weren't as important as they once seemed. Humor can also be a way for people to bond and show that they've moved past their differences. It's possible that they've developed a mutual understanding and respect for each other, allowing them to joke around in a lighthearted way. Sometimes shared experiences or growth can help people let go of past grudges.
Okay. That's what she said. Now she left out Okay, hold on. You know what? She just took the joke standpoint. How do I phrase this question in a way for her to talk about the sex aspect of it? Because I always wonder, like, what is that about? Like, what is that about? Like, why are you joking with this man? Like, you so happy that he got laid. Like, what is that about? Like, the camaraderie of men getting their dick wet is so weird. Like, oh, you got pussy, son? All right. Like, what? Like, are y'all okay? Anyway, we're gonna move past that, but they're cool now. Ray starts talking about how fine Bambi is and how hard it is not to have sex with her because y'all know Bambi is not giving up the coochie this soon. And, he wants to drop a dragon on her. Bam says that he's doing too much. He's talking about how many women he can fuck. He wants credit for controlling his dick. He thinks it's a compliment that he wants to fuck the shit out of her. And she says that's the quickest way for her to stop talking to his ass. Oh, that's a good one. That's a good one. Let's try that one. Yeah, I don't see it for Ray. I'ma just be honest. And I really low key feel like him and Bam may not even really be together anymore. But we'll wait and see. But I'm gonna ask you how you said it. What prompts men to discuss sex if they were previously at odds?
When people who had conflicts start discussing personal topics like sex, it could be a sign that they've reached a level of comfort and trust with each other. Such conversations can indicate that they've moved past their differences and are now able to interact more openly. Humor and lighthearted discussions can help break down barriers and build a stronger connection. It's a way for them to show that they've moved on from past issues and are comfortable with each other's company.
That's all she had to say about it, girl. They just trying to show us that they cool now, okay? And we just gonna leave it at that. Okay, we gonna leave it at that. But I'm gonna tell y'all that's some homo erotic shit. That's what I'm gonna say. They are bending the knee to one another. Yes, I liked Ray at first, but this episode made me side eye him. No, for real. Because why was he this drunk? I told y'all that it's so unattractive to me for men to get sloppy drunk like that. Um, Yeah, I feel like Bam can do better. Mendice's asked to talk to Kirk about Rashida and Yandy. And he brings up Jasmine. And Kirk said that these are rumors about Mendice's. The producer, y'all, I need for somebody to talk about it. Nobody's talking about it. Y'all heard them say that there's some tape of Mendice's going around, and Kirk didn't want to say he saw it. He said, I plead the fifth, which to me means you saw it. And Rashida responded in the same way. So there's some tape out there of Mendice's. What is going on? Mendice's wants us to know, I don't know Jasmine. I don't know her. That's your girl. You know what I'm saying? You need to handle that situation, man. I feel like everybody's doing the same thing, right? The women should really be focused on the fact that their men are, possibly out here cheating, but they're not. Instead, they're worried about maintaining their images by fighting each other. Because if y'all can blame the other couple, then I guess that makes it seem as if y'all aren't doing dirt. Because to me, I feel like this is just stupid. If we're looking at this situation honestly, I think we can say Kirk is probably cheating, and so is Mendice's. Yandy and Rashida going back and forth about why you didn't call me and tell me. And it's all lies, Rashida. And Rashida saying, well, I don't really believe that it's lies, Yandy, and we ain't really friends like that. And you ain't never called me when I was going through shit. Who cares? Yandy, nobody needs to call you. You know what it is. You just want somebody to validate that they believe that Mendice's is not really out there. People believe it. Just like people believe Kirk still wanted to fuck Jasmine. And y'all still gonna be with these niggas. So why are y'all making that an issue between y'all? And to be very clear, pick-me's can never be really good friends to other women. I need y'all to admit that to yourselves. If you are really and truly a pick-me the way Rashida and Yandy are, you are never truly a real friend to any woman. You're not. You're not. Like, let's just keep it a buck. At the end of the day, you're always going to care more about the man and his image than you will about your friendships with anybody else. And because he will always embarrass you, it's easier for you to not have any relationships with people that they can be coming up to you like, girl, I heard this, and girl, you saw what happened, and what you gonna do, girl, and how you feel about this. It's so much easier not to have any friends, or for the small group of friends you do have, not to really come to you about that shit, because they already know. They already know. I imagine Toya not coming to Rashida, Candy not coming to Rashida about the shit that they hear out unless one of them brings it up to the other. Because we already know we don't want to hear that shit. People gonna say shit every day, and we don't want to listen. We don't want to hear that shit. That's why I said that unless a woman is completely oblivious, I'm not telling you shit. I'll have a conversation with you at some point if I feel like it's worth it. But 9 times out of 10, bitches need to find that shit out on their own, because they don't be ready to come to the information in front of you anyway. It don't matter how much you think y'all friends. Most times, the woman will get mad at you or feel embarrassed or judged by you, even if that's not what you're doing, and make it a issue between the two of y'all when it's really an issue between her and that nigga. But she still is in the dopamine, cycle with him. So she still needs him to feel good. That's why I told y'all women be acting like crackheads, after people. Like, and that's because I remember what it feels like. It does feel like having a drug dependency when you are in some type of toxic relationship with a person that hurts you and embarrasses you, but then also, maybe fucks you real good, or loves you, or y'all, not loves you, fucks you real good, takes care of you, talks nice to you, buy you gifts every now and again. You know what I'm saying? Like, we're going to get into it with Love and Hip Hop Miami, because that was the perfect cycle that we got to see with Amara and Alan. And that's why I wanted to talk about it. Okay. Either way, the men are like, this is some teenage shit. They gonna get over it. Just like they get over us cheating on them, they'll get over being mad at each other. These women are sad. Carly, Tilo, Zane, and Ashley sit down and have a conversation about this whole hotel key debacle. And Ashley says that Carly is the one that brought up threesomes in front of her, which made her feel like possibly Carly was trying to fuck. So when Carly, shows us these text messages that she somehow still has from 2014, but y'all got to know, Carly is the type to keep all her phones and transfer everything over by way of cloud. We had cloud in 2014. So you better know she's been passing over text messages since 2014, because she's the type of person that has to keep shit for evidence just in case she can, sue somebody, just in case. Okay. That's why she was recording that nigga. Not because, oh, you want to find out if he cheating. No, it's because you want to be able to have evidence against him. Like, Carly is one of the girls that has figured out what a lot of these niggas do. I think it's what Trump did in order to, win the presidency and sway a lot of people, was to have dirt on them. To know whatever it is that they did. Y'all, I fell asleep with Veronica Mars on last night. And when I was getting up this morning, they were playing the last couple of episodes of season 3. And there was a secret society at the school. And it was a whole bunch of men, all men, who were they was trying to bring her friend into it. And she was like, I need you to go in there and have a pen and all of that. So we got to see some of the process. But basically, they ask you about something that you or a family member did, as like knowledge that we found out some dirt on you. If you become a part of our circle, we have dirt on you, and we have dirt on everybody. And that's how we get what we want to get out of people, by using their secrets against them. And so I was just like, that is so how so many people move out here, collecting shit on people that they don't want other people to know. And I think Carly does that. I think that's why Carly has a lot of, all of the phones since 2014. I believe she got it. And she said, bring your girl, because she might have wanted to fuck you and your girl. I believe Ashley is right too. Carly is doing the thing she does when she is in an abusive relationship, which is act really chaotic and aggressive towards anybody that's going to make the man upset. All I can feel when she's screaming and hollering at Ashley and Zane is that she's trying to prove that this is not something that Tilo needs to worry about, so Tilo won't be angry with her. So she does all of the extra, she does all of this cartoonish, weird ass shit, but it's really, I believe, out of fear of how Tilo is going to respond to her. That's what I think it's about. Okay. Something's wrong with Carly. Okay. Something is seriously wrong with Carly, but something is wrong with Ashley as well. Ashley, why the fuck do you need to have a conversation with Carly about some shit that happened in 2014? Also, why the fuck do you need to have a conversation with any woman about what they doing with Zane? That's because your ass is delusional too. You looking at Carly, bitch, that's your future. You looking in the mirror right now, bitch. That's you in about another 10 years. Running behind a man who you know is a child, who cheats, who lies, who you cannot depend on, who you cannot trust, who is immature, who manipulates you, who is acting like he brought you on this trip so that he could get you to let him back in the house. This is a cash trip and y'all are being paid to be here by Mona Me Productions in VH1. Stop acting like this nigga took you on a very nice vacation and spent buku of his own money on you in order to get you back. That's not what happened. That's not what happened. I get tired of seeing women in this cycle, but I also know you wake up when it's time for you to wake up. So I'm not really mad about it, but when you've been through it, it is exhausting to watch people like see all the signs. This nigga's full of shit. He's lying to you. He's just saying that so that he can get back in your good graces because he wants to live with you, because he doesn't want to have to take care of himself. He likes the fact that you cook, clean, and fuck him, in the interim of when he can go outside and fuck with all of these random women that make him feel good about being formerly Lil Zane. You know what I'm saying? Like, this is the situation that you're in, and you're acting like any amount of checking a bitch is gonna make Zane act like a grown-ass man. It's not. It's not. Zane whole body movements and shit, when he threw that jacket on at the end and was like, you need to check your bitch, and you know what I'm saying, walking out like this and all of that. I'm like, you are a fucking kindergarten. Like, bro, how old are you? You are a grown ass man and you are acting like a teenager. Like, did you ever age past 18 in the mind, my nigga? Like, I understand that Ashley apologized and you felt slighted by the fact that Carly didn't apologize. But to be clear, you started this shit. The reason why you decided to blurt out the hotel key situation is because Carly was calling you out on how you was out there in London acting like a hoe, acting like you wasn't married. That's why Ashley looks even more dumb. And I wish Carly would have took that approach with this shit. But Carly is such a bird. All she could think about is defending herself against any allegation that she wanted to fuck him in front of Tilo. That's all she could think about. Because if she was actually smart, she would have told Ashley, do you know why he brought the threesome up, Ashley? He threw it in my face. Well, the hotel key, not the threesome, the hotel key. Do you know why he threw the hotel key in my name, Ashley? Because I told him he was being a little bit too friendly in London. And so he had to remind me that back in the day in 2014, I gave him a room key. It's because he was doing something he wasn't supposed to be doing. So him sitting at that table, mad that Carly didn't want to apologize, I can understand why Carly didn't want to apologize. It wasn't really Carly that started this shit. You the one that brought up the hotel key because you wanted to get her to shut the fuck up and let you cheat in peace. And really, she could have just done that. But at the same time, you're not right in this either. Enough for you to be all indignant and mad, and then you turn around and call that lady a bitch. Zane is a hoe. Zane is a whole hoe out here, bruh. Like, I don't like, just no real integrity, no real manhood, just a kid out here playing. That's what he looked like to me. A child out here playing and acting like he can be an adult from time to time. Anyway, Bam says that she and Ray are slowing down on the drinking after the previous night because of the way he was acting. Sierra tells Bambi that she was nitpicking at Ray. These women are sad. Sierra, I know you and your man are in a good place, but you need to stop applying the way you're handling your nigga onto Bambi. You and your man are married. Bambi just met not just met, but just got into some type of relationship with that man. They're not even having sex yet. Let Bam handle that shit the way Bam want to handle that shit. If Bam wants to make it hard for him, let her. I can't stand when women have high standards and they homegirls always trying to convince them to lower their standards. Like, bitch, worry about that nigga over there. I ain't nitpicking at that nigga. He was doing too much. He was doing too much. I don't want to feel like the only thing you want from me is sex. I need you to pull it together. Also, it's unattractive for you to be out of control of yourself like this. I'm not drunk. You being this drunk right now is unattractive because I'm not this drunk. I don't care what nobody talking about. Especially as a woman, when it comes to a woman and her safety, when y'all know they're on a trip and all of that, but just in general, you know, I feel like men need to be on their P's and Q's. It's cool for you to get fucked up, but you know, every now and again, but you need to be paying attention to your surroundings. And when y'all drunk like that, y'all are oblivious. That's why can't nobody call you a protector and all of that, because you're not always in that fucking role. Cut it out. They talk about how they feel like Carly is acting different, like she AI generated with Tilo. She's not being herself. She's not. She's pretending to be pure. My husband and my wife, and I'm not drinking, and I'm not doing this, and but please come back, please come back. Yeah, she's malfunctioning like a fucking robot. She absolutely is. Okay. Rashida and Yandy have a one-on-one talk. Rashida says, listen, fuck Erica Banks and everything she's standing for. Rashida, this is why I don't like you. This is why I don't like you, Rashida. Because what the fuck Erica Banks got to do with it? Yandy would have saw what happened as soon as she watched the season back, bitch. Like, Erica just told her that y'all had a conversation about the shit already. So when you told her that the reason why you didn't reach out is because you didn't know, was a fucking lie. That was a lie. And I don't know why you can't just say, listen, I didn't want to tell you that I knew and I didn't call you because I didn't want to get involved in that shit. So I just said that I didn't know. Instead of just taking responsibility, you throw it on Erica and talk about fuck Erica and everything she stand for. Why? Because she friends with Jasmine. Kirk friends with Jasmine. Kirk got a baby with Jasmine, bitch. Why it's not fuck him? It's only fuck Erica Banks. Okay. Okay. That's my husband. Yep. And he still be out here humiliating you. Okay. Still out here chasing that girl and acting like he not. Rashida says fuck Erica and everything she stands for. Rashida is now changing what she said from Yandy isn't her friend to Yandy isn't her best friend. And that's what I mean with Rashida. You always lying. Like, you always like saying some shit and then moving the goalpost and then getting mad at people trying to act like that's not what you said. Rashida gaslights the fuck out of people, and it's very, very annoying. She does it all the time. This is one of the reasons why I don't really fuck with her no more. Okay? Because I get tired of watching her like act all like, you know, indignant about treating people like shit and acting like that's not what you said or that's not what you did. That is what you said. That is what you did. You wrong. She can never just be like humble and apologize to people when she fucked up. It's always the energy of I was never wrong. I ain't never did nothing wrong. The only time you want to act like you human is when it's something between you and that nigga. Okay. Rashida says that, listen, it's been 10 years, 10 plus years that we've been knowing each other, and we didn't only talk to each other about 10 times. We are not best friends. That's what nobody said y'all was best friends, Rashida. Nobody said y'all was best friends. I said we were friends. I thought we were cool enough that if something happened like that, you would have hit me up. But Yandy, why would you think that though? You're not paying attention to Rashida's personality if that's what you think. You being delusional too. I just wish everybody would be fucking honest. Rashida says that she has never checked on her when she was going through shit with Kirk. So why is Yandy expecting that from her when there are bigger fish to fry? Like your nigga being out here in these streets. This video floating around. Rashida said, I didn't call because I didn't want to get caught in between what they were saying about your husband. Yandy says, we already know Mendices wasn't at Jasmine's bar. When did that happen? When did that happen? Why do y'all lie like this all the time? Why do y'all talk things back as if this hasn't already been confirmed? This has been confirmed already that he is at the club. He's at the bar. He just said that doesn't mean that he's fucking anybody, which is true. Either way, you trying to run it all the way back to it's a lie that he was never at the bar. Girl, bye. Rashida says, do we know that? Bitch, do we know that? We don't know that, bitch. Okay. She says that Kirk made this lie up about Mendices. Girl, Kirk did not make it up. Jasmine told him that. It's all on film. It's all on camera. So I don't know what the fuck Yandy's talking about. Yandy's just acting real stupid. At the end, when Rashida was just like, listen, I saw the video, but I'm gonna plead the fifth. She said, we can be closer, we can keep it the way it is, or we can just be cordial. I hate the way Rashida makes it seem like I don't really give a fuck about you and you can just decide what you want to do. And this is why I don't understand why people actually be cool with Rashida or really friends with her. Because if anytime you have an issue with her and you come to her with it, um she's not going to be open to any type of resolve. It's always about being right. It's always about saving face for Rashida. And I think that's lame as fuck. And I think that's what Kirk has trained her to do since she been with that nigga since she was 20. I think, she's probably been trained how to gaslight from him. And this is why I said after a while, women who are in toxic abusive relationships become the product of those toxic abusive relationships versus an actual individual. So you got to pay attention because they're gonna move how they gonna move. So at the last dinner, Ashley and Zane apologized to Tilo before Carly walks up. That annoys me because I felt how Carly felt. What the fuck you apologizing to him for? You called me a bitch. Like the apology needed to happen to Carly, but at the same time, Carly didn't want to accept no apology. I think Carly feels like as long as she looks mad at Zane, that Tilo is gonna believe that she wasn't trying to fuck him. I don't know why it matters. 10 years ago. Like, how old was Tilo? 16? Get out of here. Anyway, Zane asked Ashley if he can come home. And of course, she lets him come home. And I'm like, he's still gonna cheat on you. Bam talks about how the Frosts go hard for Spice, and Kirk is like, don't talk about Spice. Well, no, Jock said, don't talk about Spice. She's not here. But Bam, I didn't want to do the album because it wasn't an album, it was a song, and it was messy. I had my reasons too. That's not what he said initially, but I guess that was the reason why. And now Jock is talking about he's gonna develop his own cast album and he gonna get Zaytoven and them to come and work with. I was like, good. Didn't I say that Jock is the one that should have did it? Didn't I say that shit? I feel like I probably said that. But yeah, Jock absolutely should have been the one to do it. Like Jock makes hits for Mama D. Like he's the one that needs to produce the cast album that's gonna give everybody a really good bop. I actually would love to see that. Like I'm not even gonna lie. That's something I would actually go and listen to. Like, cause I would want to see how he did it. Y'all play, but y'all know, Mama D played around here. Order me some wings. And bitch, don't forget my drink in that order, 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 in that order. Smell good, bitch. Look good, bitch. I feel like $1 billion. Listen, y'all gonna stop playing. Okay, Jock. I really don't even understand why Scrappy, probably because he can't afford Jock. But people need to work with Jock. Like Jock knows a beat. He knows how to create a good chorus, like a catchy tune. Everybody, not dab on him. Oh my God. Y'all gotta stop playing, man. It should have been him. It should have never been Spice. It should have always been Jock. I noticed that Spice didn't come on this trip. I guess because she ain't got no man or because she probably working. Either way, I'm glad that she wasn't on this trip. I am. So outside of that, y'all, Scrappy meets with Mama D and Erica Dixon. And it was so funny to me the way Mama D is calling Erica the chosen one, whatever the fuck that means. And Erica is there, but as he's talking about, his new baby from the threesome and all of that, she's looking down at her menu. I was just like, bitch, you could keep acting like you wasn't fucking with that man. And on some level, it was not crushing that he went out there and got that girl pregnant. But I feel like that's the reason why Erica and him, really not hanging out like that no more. He got a new girlfriend who looks like Erica. So that makes me feel like if he could, he would always, try to run back to being with Erica. And, Erica makes herself available to him in such a manner. Like you may not be fucking him, but you showing up to take and have lunch so you could talk to him about his new baby mama? Girl, why? Why? Y'all really friends like that? Is that right? Yeah, we're better off as friends. Sure, girl. Sure. Okay. You want to stay cool with him. Yeah, y'all probably do have a friendship, but it's really so that when you want some dick, you can call him and he gonna come. He gonna come. Anybody that's fucking with him needs to know that if Erica called for some dick, he's going to come. Okay. That just means she's not trying to be in a relationship with him no more, but she's still gonna fuck him. I'm just letting y'all know. Um, so he says he was drunk. And y'all, he was drunk. Like he was doing goofy shit while she was having the baby. And I'm like, this is your fifth child, Scrappy. Why are you still so nervous and scared about women having babies? Were you never in a room with Bam for any of those three children? Like, like this is so crazy to me, right? Wait. How many kids does he have? He has five. How does he have five kids? Hold up, let's count. He got E-Money. I thought Bam only had three. And this is the fourth. Wait, no, it's the fifth. Y'all, I thought Yandy. No, Yandy has three, and then he money, and that's the fifth. Okay, y'all. I'm sorry, Lord. I had to think about that shit for a second. Lord have mercy. No, I was getting confused. I had to think about that shit for a second. My bad. See, you confusing me, Scrappy. You having too many kids. Okay, you're having too many fucking kids. All right. But anyway, yeah, this is the fifth kid. This is the fifth kid. Why were you drunk? Like, listen, anyway, he wasn't there, obviously, when it came to any of those other women. But apparently, Shakira's mom died while she was pregnant, which is terrible. And this is also as she's going through everybody finding out that she's pregnant by him, but that's what you wanted. So we're not about to act like, that was so hard on you. You wanted this attention. I'm very sorry that you don't have your mom to be your support system. But I think you made some very weird ass decisions as a woman. You had unprotected sex in a threesome with a celebrity who you probably admired. I think you wanted to get pregnant by him because then that would get you on Love and Hip Hop. The great thing. Wasn't you trying to be on the reality show that he was on, that dating show he was on for 5 minutes? Yeah, you wanted this to happen. The issue is that y'all don't think about what it really is. You want to have your ass on the internet arguing with Bambi, but then you don't understand what it's like to actually deal with this man. Now, that baby ain't even a month old. Probably 2 months old, probably. And now you already see what it's like to deal with Mama D being disrespectful in a public forum and then having Scrappy get mad at you for responding and him feeling like you're disrespecting his mom. Now he get mad and walk out on your ass. This is why you should have stayed fucking quiet when him and Bam was going back and forth. When Mama D was going back and forth with Bam. You should have shut the fuck up because you don't know what you're dealing with. I don't know how much of the show you've watched or if you was ever really paying attention with your little bird brain ass. I'm sorry, but that's some dumb shit. Then you're going to be in a bathroom crying, talking about this y'all family and I don't have nobody. Who the fuck told you to get pregnant by this random ass nigga? Like, that's weird as fuck for you to make such a life decision like that. And now you sitting up here talking about, I'm by myself. What you thought was going to happen? You and that man were not in a relationship. Did you think that you having a baby with him was going to make him want to be in a relationship with you? You have a 16-year-old daughter. I didn't even know she had a 16-year-old. So you out here on a dating show getting pregnant by Scrappy. It's all over the blogs. And you mad because Mama D wants you to have a DNA test? Bitch, y'all were not going together. Y'all were not in a monogamous relationship. Of course they want you to do a DNA test. Are you slow? And you was perfectly fine with taking a DNA test. So what the fuck is we talking about? Mama D is going to be that way. That's how she is. That's why y'all have to stop like jumping in on some bullshit that you wouldn't want to happen to you. Like when that girl got her fucking big mouth ass on the internet, I was just like, girl. And then her showing up with a muzzle for Mama D, talking about Mama D and her daughter Explorer wig. And then Scrappy got mad and was like, you doing too much. You got a muzzle and all of this type of shit for my mama. I'm like, she acting just like your mama. You really should find it funny. You really should find it funny. Okay? Because at the end of the day, like, she look and act just like Mama D. Okay? Now let's talk about when they went to that house. Let's back up. They went to a house that neither one of them can probably afford. 6 bedrooms, 7 bathrooms. For fucking what? So that y'all could play house, walking around in y'all little clothes, holding hands and shit. And then you just had the baby, but you rubbing his feet. She like, so you gonna pay for me? You gonna pay for my house? You gonna pay for my house? He was like, not this house, but what you gonna do for me? Nigga, I had a fucking baby. I had a baby. That's what I did. I had a baby. I gotta be rubbing your fucking feet in here in order for you to want to pay for me to have somewhere to stay? And I thought you had all your own shit. Why you need him to pay for you to have somewhere to stay? I wouldn't have been moving down there. If the rest of your fucking family is in New York, you need to take your ass back to New York. Scrappy talking about, I always want to have access. And you do. You need to just get your ass on a flight. You need to get your ass on a flight if you want to see that child. Y'all don't think about none of this shit. Y'all don't think about none of this shit. Y'all don't think. You don't think about how hard it is to have a newborn baby in a whole nother state where you don't know nobody. Like, what you talking about? Y'all just out here making reckless decisions and then turning around crying on fucking camera to us about it. Everybody look fucking stupid. Scrappy, you look stupid for trying to make her move down here and you can't pay for shit. She looks stupid for going through with that pregnancy, turning around talking about, I'm by myself. Well, what the fuck you thought? What did you think? Bambi was over there complaining about it when she was married to him. Feeling alone, not getting enough help, and him not paying enough for the goddamn bills on time. And you went and got pregnant by him, and you don't even know him. You're about to have all of the issues that all of the other baby mamas had. My God, today. Complete poor pussy management. Like, I don't understand how people don't think about these things. Oh my God. Child, yeah, exactly. Plan B, bitch would have did a whole bunch of stuff. Oh wait, am I doing too much? Am I doing too much? I mean, I feel like that just annoys me. I'm sorry. I didn't realize I was doing too much. Let me pull it back. So Shay, yeah, let's get to Love and Hip Hop Miami, because that's all I had to say about Atlanta. But again, Shakira, these women are sad. It's what it is. Oh, it is. All right, let's take a break and come back. Whew, all right, let's get into Love and Hip Hop Miami. All right. I'm not tripping. Okay. I was like, damn, bitch, I was doing too much. That shit stupid though. Like, my God, today. Like, I mean, we acting like this is not serious. Like, you know, the life of the children or something is not serious. Who cares? Shay flew MJ to Mexico because Alan showed up. Y'all, Love and Hip Hop Miami, like, it's just so many people fucking up all over the place. It's so many people fucking up all over the place. Yeah. First of all, I know this is all so we can get everybody a check, okay? But I am tired of MJ, Amari, and Allen. MJ is a bum. He's talented, but he's like a lot of men that probably would be sleeping, you know, outside homeless somewhere if it wasn't for the fact that they have a mom and sister that care about them. I don't know what's wrong with MJ, but MJ seems to lack structure. I don't know what he does with his life. Like, I'm not really sure. But this obsession with coming back to this show to be a victim in Alan and Amara's relationship is really stupid and tiring. And Shay bringing him out here so we can have another fucking conversation. Alan and MJ trying to fight is stupid, is futile. I don't know if y'all seen the security guards that they have now. Y'all niggas are not getting to each other. All of this pretending like you gonna fight shit is all for show. But if y'all feel like that's what we need in order to be entertained, go ahead and tire yourself out running into them huge oversized security guards, okay? Gael invited Fabo because in her mind, if she can get Fabo and Shay to make up, that means he'll be content enough to start fucking with her again. Miami Tip clocked that one. I was just like, Miami Tip knows her whole game. I'm gonna have to read that book. Just because I'm sure it was entertaining. Then the black cloud of Hot Topic appears, and she's still blaming Bobby. Trina and Trick say that, she can stay. They just bringing everybody on this fucking trip. Like, stop acting like, and that's why I want Trina and her man and them to stop acting like they don't enjoy the drama. This is too much. Is it, bitch? Because whenever somebody that's a part of the problem comes, if you cool with them, you all right with them staying. You must don't care that fucking much about all of the arguing and fighting and cussing that everybody's doing, because you was good with Hot Topics, dark energy having ass being here. Like, I don't know if it's just me, but Hot Topic is like screaming aggressive, sad, coming off as anger, loneliness, type energy. Like, like, girl, I need for you to go get your life together somewhere, because every time you pop up, it's on some bullshit. Okay? When Alan and Amara come down together holding hands, Flo gets upset and starts trying to run at them. And so they start talking shit, and then Gael jumps in, and then we see Pinky Doll jumping in to defend Flo and Gael against Amada, and also because Pinky Doll doesn't like Amada. Pinky Doll reminds me that TikTokers don't make a lot of money. Like, I'm not saying that, I feel like she's probably made way more money than me on TikTok than I've made on YouTube. But she don't look like it. The braids gave cheap, the clothes gave cheap, the energy gave cheap. Like, you jumping in on other people's arguments, not even having your own authentic issues with anybody, but just jumping in to have an issue with anybody. And then when they try to beat your ass up because you talking to them, you laughing and jumping around like a fucking clown. Like, all of that shit, like, y'all are sad. Like, y'all are young and y'all doing this shit for entertainment purposes, but it's not even entertaining. It's stupid. When it comes to Gael, Flo, and Pinky Doll, y'all are weird ass bitches. Period. Okay. Amada has to defend herself. I'm an adult, and this is my child's father, my children's father. And if I want to work it out with him, I'm gonna work it out with him. Amara's sad. Amara is a sad woman. She is delusional, and she is constantly ignoring how Alan is just gonna disappoint her again, just so she can get these futile moments of him giving her the pussy pound town that she wants. That moment at the end of the episode, like, we're gonna get into it, but there's a moment where he grabs her by the neck and kisses her and then picks her up and takes her off in front of everybody. That's what she is doing all of this for. So it's okay for him to basically be toxic and verbally and emotionally and mentally abusive, as long as he gives me passion for 5 minutes. It's a dope addiction. That's what it's like. At some point, you're chasing a feeling that you're never going to get again. And whenever you do get the feeling, it's going to be small. And then he's going to do something else to disrespect you or upset you. And then y'all are going to be back at square one with you being mad at him and feeling like y'all shouldn't be together. It's a cycle. And y'all going to keep going through it over and over again until you get off the ride. So, When Flo yelled out that Alan is fake and he said Amara pussy stank, and Amara says, but you was trying to suck his dick, I was just kind of like, seriously? Y'all don't realize how stupid this is? And then Gael shows us a video, and in the video, it looked like he must have been jacking off and skeeted up, like, because it looked like, it looked like this. I don't know whether that was oil. I don't know what was going on, but apparently he showed his dick. I am so confused about why a woman would want to be with a man that broke up with you. He's already married, but he broke up with you and then he fucked at least 2 other people on your cast. And he did it knowing that those women don't like you. I don't understand how you could not feel like that's a character flaw. Like, to me, whenever the women are like, "Oh, but you guys love each other," I'm like, I don't think y'all know what love means. I don't think Alan loves Amara. I don't think Fabo loves Shay. I think that the women don't even really love these men. I think they're addicted to the toxic cycle that they're in with them, but they're not even in love. There's no love in any of this, as far as I'm concerned. Y'all can call it what y'all want to. I'm going to call it lust and codependency. I'm not going to call it love. Fabo shows up. Shay is trying to conceal the fact that she's happy to see him because Shay wants him to fight harder for her. And I'm only speaking from my own like emotional experience, meaning that in these moments when I'm seeing them do the shit that they're doing, I know what they're doing because I can remember at some point feeling the exact same way. Begging somebody to stay by way of telling them about themselves and hoping that they're going to respond in a way that is going to make it all right. You think they're going to apologize enough to make it all right. But what you actually feel inside is, please, please make this better because I can't take us not being together. It makes me sad. Even though you mistreated me, I am in now an addiction where not having you makes me feel empty. And so I need you to tell me you're sorry enough for me to take you back. Like that's literally what's happening. Shay looked happy but didn't want to show it. Amada says, see, everybody wants to save their families. Y'all do not have families. Just because you have children with somebody, it does not mean you have a family with them. Amara, that man does not help you with those children on a day-to-day basis. He doesn't even visit you enough to be there with those children like that. Y'all do not have a family. You have a codependent, toxic relationship with a sperm donor, like your mom. That's what you have going on. Y'all need to let that 2-parent household shit go because you are really enmeshing yourself in a toxic relationship that is going to have negative ramifications on your children, on your girl children, and how they see themselves and how they thirst after men that don't want them. You are now making it so that your daughters are possibly going to go through the same pain that you're going through, just like you went through the same pain your mom went through by trying to be with a man that has shown you on so many levels that if and when he decides to, he cannot give a fuck about you. He can get up and leave. He cannot help you. He can call you a black bitch. He can fuck your ops. And then he can talk bad about you to anybody that will listen. And you will still turn around and want to have more babies with him and kiss him and have sex with him because you don't want to be lonely. Shay, it's the same thing. Fabo, the way Shay basically spent the rest of the episode screaming at Fabo, from what we understand, they go and try to have a conversation amongst themselves. No, they get nowhere. That bleeds into off screen where they were arguing the whole night. She said that he was always with that other girl that we all found out about from Indianapolis, driving around in her car, cheating on her, cheating on that girl with Shay and a whole bunch of other women. When Shay got pregnant, he told people that Shay showed up to her door naked and asked him to impregnate her. And then when she got pregnant, he asked her to have an abortion because somebody in his family died. He was going through a hard time. and he didn't want her to have the baby. But now he realizes that was a mistake. He didn't mean it. He shouldn't have said that. He apologized for it. But there are a few things. First of all, body language. You're hunched over, you talking low. Whenever you want to talk crazy to somebody and be disrespectful, you can speak loud, clearly, and stand upright and say it with your chest. But when it comes time for you to apologize for how you have wronged somebody, all of a sudden you mush mouth and you can't say it clear enough and you can't get your words out and you don't have nothing to say. That is because he is trying to create this energy field where you are looking to him for the apology. So now you are pouring all of your negative energy and all of your hopes of him changing into him. And you doing that makes him feel like she still want me. So all I got to do is stay quiet. She going to continue to get mad. And then at the right moment, I'll give her what she wants. And then she'll take me back. But I have to drag it out. And also, I think Fabo is one of those niggas that has a hard time controlling his emotions and controlling himself. Just because someone looks stoic doesn't mean that they control or have a full understanding of their anger and their emotions. So even though he's wrong and he knows he's wrong, his ego is what matters more to him. So he really should be groveling if he was trying to get this girl back. But whenever she brings up something that he did, he makes it seem as if she's wrong for bringing it up. Like, you're wrong because you don't want to just shut up and get over this shit. And that's what I want you to do. I'm saying I'm sorry. I'm here. I want you to just shut up, get over it so we can go back to being happy and act like none of it ever happened. That's what he wants her to do. That's what he wants her to do. And for her, you could tell because she was like, you was all up my ass because you love me and you want to be with me. But in front of these cameras, you going to act like you don't really care. Now you ain't got nothing to say. You don't even care. You don't even care. He don't. He don't. He just wants to use you. You're a comfortable, codependent relationship for him. You make him feel wanted. He ain't shit and he knows it. That's why he can't listen to you talk about how he ain't got no job and he reckless with his dick and he on the phone with this girl talking about he gonna bring your baby in a car to go see the bitch and how he want this other woman to come out of girl. He is always gonna be talking to as many women as he want to talk to. He's always gonna be lying. He's always gonna be playing games until he can no longer do it. He is empty. And I don't feel like he is intellectual or smart enough to find ways to heal himself and evolve and find something else to fill that hole with. What you are looking at is a man who does not have a job. He has nothing to stand on for real, but his reckless relationships with women and depending on women to take care of him and float him until the next relationship. He's a grifter. And it just so happened that you have a lot to gain. That's why he keeps coming back to you, because you're Shay from Love and Hip Hop. You're Shay Bucky Johnson from Flavor of Love. And you have a little bit of money and you have a little bit of fame. And you are the most valuable out of all of the women that he is extracting from. So that's why he will continue to come back to you. Not because of love. It's not love. Love would show up a little bit different than this. Okay, it annoys me the way Amara has decided, because she wants to forgive Alan. Now she's gonna try to make Shay and Fabo make up, because if they make up, then she'll leave her alone about Alan, because you don't want to hear how stupid you are from her, right? So if you make her get with her baby daddy who did her wrong, then she can't tell you shit. At the end of the day, you don't have to walk a woman into the lion's den in order to just be like, listen, I'm going to do what I want to do, bro. I know. You have to let people make their own decisions. Even as a friend, you have got to just say, if that's what you want to do, friend, I don't feel like he cares about you. I just want you to care about yourself more than you care about him. And if you continue to, make all of these self-sacrifices, I can't be close to you, because I know at some point I'm going to get wrapped up in your need to get your fix from this man. Because that's really all it is. You need your fix. It is really like a drug habit, if I'm remembering it. And I am remembering it correctly. It is like a drug habit. That push and pull dynamic is normally created very early on in the relationship. Build you up and then start picking you apart. Build you up, knock you down. Build you up, knock you down. Over and over and over and over and over again until it creates the dependency. Okay? Anyway, let's move on. Trick sits down with Alan. Trick says that he always wanted to fuck Amara, but she don't like good men because apparently Trick thinks he's a good man. I saw Trick Daddy talking about how women need to lower their standards. I hope Trick Daddy knows that women have already lowered their standards. Any woman that's with Trick Daddy has lowered her standards. I don't know. Like, I think y'all feel like y'all just shouldn't have to do anything that the woman wants you to do. Like, you don't have to be nice. You don't have to do anything you don't want to do, but she should just be there. I'm glad y'all are willing to admit that y'all just want women to acquiesce and, lay down and take it, basically. Like, lower your standards. Sir, you're the Mucinex monster. Anybody laying up under you, their standards are in hell. They've already lowered them. Anyway, but he sits down with Alan, and basically what we understand is that Alan absolutely fucked Flo and Gael. He wants to put 2 babies in Amada's belly, and he enjoys the fact that they're all hating on their relationship. So that's another thing I don't like. Like, are you only enjoying this relationship with Amada because you like that it's upsetting other people? You like that it's making other people jealous? You know what I mean? Trick Daddy asked him about his wife, and he says, I'm taking control of that situation. What does that mean? That's an example of when somebody is telling you that they're not going to do anything, and you hear them saying words. So you think that means they're going to do something different. He's not going to do anything different. Like Amada said, he was never living with that lady. Is he going to divorce her? Probably not. Nothing will change. Okay. Nothing will change. What else? Amada goes to sit down with MJ. This is the thing that fucking killed me with MJ. And I feel like I don't even think Amada ever brought this up before. And I'm mad because they've had this conversation too many fucking times for this to be the first time for her to actually say this. She said, me and Alan got together after you already left my house. And you was out till 4:00 in the morning with bitches. You were cheating on me when we were together. And I kept begging you to get yourself together. And that meant money and cheating. I kept begging you to get yourself together and you didn't want to do it. He is also a succubus, MJ. You can tell that the argument she was having with him was feeding him in some way. Men like him, I think it's a specific dynamic that they have. Like, they're bums. They really are. Even if they have good personalities and talents and all of that, they really are bums. And whatever life is requiring of them, they don't have enough energy, strength, or, wherewithal to do it. So they rely on other people to do it for them. His relationship with Amara was ideal because all he had to do was soft talk her and fuck her, and she was going to pay for him to live. The problem with that is you were going to just be living off her and cheating on her. That's too much audaciousness. You got to pick one. You either going to be Mr. Mom and not cheat, or you going to get a job, pay some bills, and cheat. You can't do both. Okay? So when she was like, what about when, you always talking about this shit when I was asking you to get your shit together, and he was like, and here we are now. When he looked up at her like that, I said, oh, this nigga wanted this response. And he keeps saying, it's not about you, Amada, it's about Alan. I ain't never got an apology from him. It's weird that you think somebody owes you an apology, and this is how we know you're just trying to get attention and get some, like, you feel you feel good that people actually care to argue with you, MJ, because otherwise you are on the outside looking in, being irrelevant, right? So I believe that it's not that you really mad about what Alan did, because you would have did the same thing. You see Amada, you would have ran up on Amada too. All these niggas would have ran up on Amada if she would let them. The problem is you just want to be seen. And as long as you can make yourself a victim in this situation, you can be seen. That's basically all it is. And it's empty. And I hate that. Amada starts screaming about, I'm the devil, I'm the devil. I'm going to tell you this. As a person, scream and yell and get that shit off when you feel like it. But a lot of times I want women to recognize when that's the response that people want from them, stop giving it. So for me personally, I'm going to tell y'all what it feels like in my body. I'm talking to somebody and we getting into an argument. My heart rate going up, my pressure going up. You're working on my nerves. You're saying something that's upsetting me. But I know how to control myself. So I'm going to keep myself calm while we having this conversation. But it's still going to be happening in a way that's circular. And so instead of me doing this, which is going around and around and getting more mad and more mad, once I realize that there is no resolving this issue, you just want to have a circular argument, I stop talking. I stop arguing. At that point, it's fine. Whatever you say is fine. If that's how you feel, I'm not going to keep going round and round and round. And it's so funny how many times I can remember having conversations with people where my body language is turned to them. I'm looking at them. Their body language is turned straight forward and they're not making eye contact with me. I have really noticed that right there is a way to extract energy from somebody. Like if they're actually showing you attention and you're really like kind of veering off a little bit, it's a way for them to be giving you attention, but you're not giving it in return in the same manner. Something I've just noticed. Okay. But I feel like you should pay attention to that in the body language when you're talking to people. And I feel like whenever, you know, Amada, talking to Alan, or really when Shay was talking to Fable, you're not looking at her. The head is down. You don't want to engage in this conversation in a real way. You really don't. And MJ, even though he was looking at her, it was almost like, I want you to see me and feel bad about what you did to me. Like that's what I felt from MJ. But I wouldn't go on the tilt-a-whirl with him. Listen, it's been years. I've apologized. I'm not responsible for Alan. I would really like for you not to need an apology from Alan. You know what I'm saying? Like, for what? Y'all are not about to be friends. Y'all are not about to be cool. Based on what he said, y'all wasn't cool enough from the jump. But it's even really matter. Like, who the fuck wants an apology from somebody you don't give a fuck about? Like, I'm just saying, like, be real. I only want apologies and change behavior from people I have to be around. I don't really give a fuck about an apology from somebody I ain't got to see again. Bitch, fuck you. I already see it. I got it. You don't, unless you actually sorry, I don't need it. I don't need a forced apology from anybody. It's not that deep. You did what you did, and whether you say sorry or not, I'm still gonna feel how I feel. Again, unless something is being done by accident, or it wasn't intentional, or look, I'm sorry, that genuine. Okay, cool. I'll take that. But the damage is done. Okay. So Gael and Pinky Doll sister Badana meet up. Y'all, I just want to talk about that and get that over with. Okay. The sister Madonna, girl, I want you to know we don't care. We don't care. Pinky Doll, girl, we don't care. We don't care. But I'm gonna tell y'all, I do think this moment was real because I feel like the sister actually lied. I think she knows she was lying, which is why when they brought her out at the mixer and she sits down in front of Zoe and Gael and Flo and Tip, and she says she stole my idea and then said she didn't give a fuck. She had to do what she had to do. So that's why I have a problem with her. And then Gael says, well, you told me that she fucked your dude and had a baby with him. And then this is when Pinky Doll gets mad and says, you know what? I shouldn't have never brought you on the show. I shouldn't have never brought you on the show, bro. I pay all your bills and you really came up here so you can embarrass me like that? And she was really crying. Like, she was really boo-hoo. Like, she was like, no, that really hurt me. Like, tears falling down her face. And when she was like, I pay your bills, I pay for everything. I made the opportunity for you to come on the show. And that's how you do me? I believe Madonna is willing to do anything to top Pinky Doll because she's jealous and she's going to always be jealous. You need to just let that rock until your sister can go and find something that she can be proud of herself. She is always going to be hating on you, whether you stole the idea or not. That just seemed like the energy that y'all have between each other. And sometimes it's just best to leave people where they at instead of always trying to bring them with you when all they gonna do is tear you down out of jealousy because they feel like what you have should have been theirs. And that's how she feels. Gael going over there trying to talk to Fable in front of everybody and him paying her dust. That's what you get with your thirsty ass. Bobby and Flo throwing food. Hot Topic saying Fabo tried to fuck her. I don't care about none of that. Amara and Alan are sitting down talking on the side. And this was so like annoying to me because I felt like this is what I was talking about when I say this manipulative shit that people do in arguments with you in order to like emotionally control you. Amari and Alan talk about her convo with MJ. He makes her wrong. You shouldn't have been talking to MJ. You got a man. You need to understand that. She like, I got a man. Who said that? When did you say we was going together? When did you put the stamp on that? And then he says, I can't do this. I can't do this. As if he's about to break up with her. He knows that she thinks he's about to break up with her. So he's basically like, oh, look. Yeah, I can't do this. I can't do this. I can't live without you. And then he grabs her by the neck. And she was like, don't play with me. Choose your words wisely. But they staring each other down. And y'all, Amara looks motherfucking good. Do you hear me? I really wish she saw herself more clearly. Amada standing there, stomach on flat, nice, get body, beautiful face, makeup done, skin all dark and glistening and shit. She had that long black sleek, yaki in. And she had red on, and red on her skin tone is so good. She looks so good. That's why I was like, if this nigga play with that girl right now, he is so stupid. But he played with her. But then he was like, I want you. And then he kisses her and picks her up. And she's like, you're so stupid. And then he takes her, and back to the room so that they could fuck. And she says, see, that's why I don't listen to all of those haters, because they're single and they're lonely. And I love this man. Ma'am, we hope you enjoy your 5-minute hit of crack until you come crumbling down with shame and guilt and looking stupid. I really hate when women take this approach, because you're not hurting us by being with this nigga. People did not like him because of the way he treated you, Amara. And I know you wanted to be with him, and they overstepped their boundaries by telling you what you need to do. You're in a toxic cycle. You're on drugs right now. They need to just let you figure that shit out for yourself. That's what's real. But you acting like they were hating on you. Nobody is hating on you but Flo and Gael. Everybody else that don't want you to be with Alan is because he called you a black bitch on national television and said, didn't nobody want you. Fuck them two Goomba looking bitches. And then came back here talking about, oh, I want to put 2 babies in you. Nobody's hating on you, bitch. But you're going to be sad as fuck when that nigga embarrass you next week. Look like in the next episode, y'all going to be arguing, or he going to be talking to you crazy because he's disrespectful. He not a good dude. He going to talk to you crazy. His ego is all that matters. And anytime he's doing something nice for you or for them kids, it's for manipulation. And it's the same thing with Fabo. But as we all know, these hoes going to forgive these niggas. And that's why these women are so sad. Whew. That's all I got about these hoes, bruh. That's all I got. I feel like I got through it. It was a lot, y'all, but I was just watching this shit and I was just like, why are y'all going through this with these niggas? I wouldn't have nothing to say to Fabo. I wouldn't have nothing to say to fucking Alan. But I guess, it's worth it to them. I guess. I hope it is. But to me, it's really not. It's embarrassing. And I feel like, I guess I'm just one of those people where I'd rather be by myself before I let people keep yo-yoing with me like that. Like, that shit is painful. This shit is painful. It's stupid. And it really just degrades you over time. Like, I feel like over time as a woman, the more you deal with that type of energy from people, the more it picks you apart. It makes you less of a person. It really is to keep you down. They talk about keeping a black man down. No, you talking about keeping a black woman down, keep her thinking she in love with some stupid nigga. That's gonna keep her down. Oh, y'all are in love? Y'all love each other? Oh, is that what love looks like, girl? Okay. I hope not. I hope not. That was a lot. Thanks for the review. I haven't been watching. Yeah, no, it was a lot, y'all. That's why I had to come to y'all and talk to y'all about it, because I was just like, these hoes over here doing too much. But anyway, y'all, I'm about to go eat a little something and get my ass to the gym. I hope y'all have a good rest of y'all day, and I will see y'all this evening. I believe it's Niecy's channel for the Ooh Ladies First panel. Okay. Y'all have a good one, and I'll see y'all later. Peace.